a quick question is, so the title of your book is Why They Follow. Explain the title.
I think the goal was to get to those, and you're right, there are some modern adjustments we need to make, new tools, and a lot of new wisdom. That's what's one of the great benefits of the information age, is we can share best practices and ways of doing things a lot easier. It spreads quickly if it's a good idea. So that's really valuable. But I think even more important in the book is really getting to some fundamentals that are ancient, right? It's really going back to being more intentional about, well, if we want to communicate something, what are the things we need to do? Because we're not doing it very well. Mm-hmm. And that's not a modern idea. That's just getting back to the basics. And why they follow is kind of a way of framing that, in a sense, is like getting back to, why are people supposed to follow us in the first place? Why does someone follow a leader? Because I think if you ask a lot of these leaders, they're posting something on their Facebook page and they're like, why won't it says post something every day, and I'm posting something every day, but people aren't engaging, or people aren't responding, or people aren't following us. And you got to ask that more fundamental question. Well, where are you going? Where are you leading them? Because that's why someone follows you. It's not because you post a certain amount of times a day, or you're using the right tool, or you've checked all the right boxes. It's because you're leading them somewhere that they want to go. And so there's the ultimate vision. We're hopefully leading them to heaven, but then there's also those big goals. What are we doing as a community right now to live that out, to manifest it in the world? And that's where those big goals come in. And that's where we're leading them. We're leading them to achieve something. And it needs to be something we can name, that we can identify, that we can measure in some form, so that people can go, oh, I care about that. That's something I value. I want to help make that happen. And you seem like someone who's going to help make that happen. Let's get together and let's do this. And I'll sacrifice some time and I'll sacrifice some money, and let's make this thing happen. But you don't actually have a lot of that sense with a lot of communications in the church. You get the sense that it's like, well, we need to send out a weekly email, so let me make a weekly email. Well, what are things that go in a weekly email? Well, we have these kind of things and these things, and we fill this spot and we do this. And well, we need a website. Okay, well, what are things that go on a website? Well, here's a website I like. They have a little widget here and they put this on the front page. Let's do that too, which is the total backward way of doing all of those things. You start with, where are we leading people? What are we trying to achieve? And then if you have a clear vision and a meaningful goal, those other things work themselves out. And there are better and worse ways to do them, but you have to start there. So that's, again, kind of the fundamental premise of the book is, why are people following you in the first place? And if you can't answer that question and give them a meaningful place that you're leading them, then all the other tips and tricks and best practices are not going to do you any good.